Hey y'all, it's Jasmine from Jazz Up Your Wanderlust. And today I wanted to talk about my 7 tips for surviving long distance relationships. But before we begin, I just wanted to give you a little background information about me and my snowman. We have been dating for the past 3 years and have planned on closing the gap in November, pandemic pending. But what does that mean for him to be in Finland? I mean, me to be in the US? That means there's a 7 hour time distance. There's 10 plus hours of a plane ride to get there, and over 4,000 miles distance between us, and divided by a huge ocean, land masses, it's a lot of distance. But we have done these 7 things in our relationship the past few years, and it has truly helped us understand each other better and, want to be with each other enough to close the gap this year. Without further ado, I'll start my 7 tips with y'all. The first one being communication and listening. Communication can be a very broad term. It can go through texting, voice calls, video calls, voice to text, what have you. There's so many different ways for people to communicate nowadays. And no matter what form of communication you choose, just know overall it helps to establish trust. I personally think that in long distance relationships, you should really focus on the talking aspect and the video aspect because you don't want to be catfished. I mean, let's be real. You'll have a better level of trust with one another if you are talking on a video call and talking and hearing each other's voice. Because that way you know that the other person's real and is not just this fictitious person. And then the other side of this is active listening. So what does that mean? When your partner comes to you with a problem, they want you to listen. They don't want you to interrupt. They don't want you to be like, get over it, buck up. You got this. No. They want you to listen. They want you to understand what's going on, have empathy for them, and to help them come up with a better solution. By doing these 2 things of communicating and actively listening to one another, as I mentioned, it establishes that trust. It lets you know that this person has my back. This person's here for the long haul. And you know that person's going to be there to listen to your tiniest complaint. If it's, my hair hates me today. Or if it's, I don't want to go to work. But, just having that person there to be listening to you and understanding what you're going through matters most in relationships. The second point, limit your distractions. When you're in long distance relationships, your phone kind of becomes your partner. They're there. You're on your phone, you're talking to them, you're video calling, voice calling, whatever. You're on your phone, on the computer to be in contact with them. Because we're on these devices, it's so easy for us to be like, well, I'm just going to scroll Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. There's so many different things for us to be distracted by on these devices that if you give into that, you lose that time to connect with your partner. Granted, there are sometimes it's going to be fun to let's look at memes together or let's watch TikTok videos together. Those instances are fine. But if your partner is having a conversation with you and really wants your input, then you need to limit all distractions. Number 3, learning your love language. Love languages are huge for any relationship, especially long distance. If you haven't heard of it before, The 5 Love Languages is a book written by Dr. Gary Chapman. And in the book, he talks about how people give and receive love in different ways. And he sums it up with 5 love languages. The first one being acts of service, words of affirmation, giving and receiving gifts, and lastly, quality time and physical touch. Our love languages happen to be quality time and physical touch, which at times can be difficult to do in long distance relationship. But because we know our love languages, we are able to better have a plan in place for when we feel like we need to address those. Like, for example, our love language, quality time. A lot of times we just hang out in a video call together. We're not really talking, but we're just chilling. And it'd just be like, if he came over to my apartment that day and we just chilling, watching a movie, playing video games, or just reading books together. It's knowing that he's there for me and there with me to do these activities makes me, in my quality time aspect, feel met. Whereas, physical touch can be a little harder. I mean, now what we do is when he leaves or when I leave there, like we give each other like a sweater or a t-shirt. It sounds a little creepy, but it's like, it's nice to like have something of theirs and that has their scent, because you get home, you're sad. They're gone. Let me just cuddle up in that t-shirt and I feel a little bit better. So even if you're in a long distance relationship, the 5 love languages really help you and your partner connect on that deeper level. Number 4, meetups. The meetups are just crucial to any long distance relationship because it lets you know, like, can you really vibe with that person as well as you did online? And the first time I met my snowman, that was my biggest fear. It was like, oh, well, will we still be cool in person? Like, am I gonna like the way he acts around people? I know it sounds weird, but like, if someone like is rude to a server for no reason, you're just kind of like, ugh, that's not a good sign. So it's really important to have those meetups to see how your partner is in everyday life because that's the only way you're going to find out. It's like dating. It's like this is in long distance relationship. Meetups are your dates. So the only problem with meetups are sometimes like people aren't financially able to do it. And in that situation, it's best, to try to save up, even if that means it's going to take a couple of months or a year to actually meet your partner. And I also recommend meetups are something that y'all should take turns with. So that way you can see each other around their family, their dynamics with their friends, and just how they, again, live everyday life in their homes. Like, I have plants. I mean, my snowman kills plants. Like, it's learning those little things about each other. Number 5, finding balance. Balance, again, all these things I'm talking about are kind of huge in relationships in general. But especially long distance relationships, finding balance can be a little hard. Especially with us, our time difference, like I mentioned earlier, is 7 hours apart. So a lot of times I'll be getting off work and it's midnight there. So I try to call my friends and talk to my family friends after I am on the phone with my snowman, just because it's a little easier to balance everyone out. Like, I want to be able to talk to everyone. I still want to be able to hang out with my friends, and I want him to hang out with his friends. So a part of that is that finding that balance. Number 6, building confidence and trust. So with this one, I feel like the one question we get in long distance relationships is how can you trust your partner? How do you know they're not going to cheat on you? Blah, blah, blah. Like, we talk to each other. Again, that communication. We talk to each other and let each other know what's going on. We have that balance with our friends and our lives and our relationship, Like, if he's like, all right, I'm going to go play pool or I'm spending the weekend at my friends, I'm like, cool, nice. I'm going to plan something too. So, like, I'm not feeling lonely or, any type of way. That balance is what's going to help you, because if one person's off doing things all the time, you're going to get in your head. You're going to be like, what are they doing? Oh, I'm jealous of their friends. Why am I so sad and lonely? Why am I, that just leads to so much anxiety and confusion within yourself. And it also leads to distrust. But if you're out too, again, finding that balance with your friends and your people, and they're out doing their thing, and you know what they're doing, and he knows what, like, y'all know what each other are doing, basically. You're going to have that trust with each other, and you're going to have confidence in your relationship. So if someone asks you, how do you know you can trust them? Because I can. because they let me know what's going on in their life and I let them know what I'm doing. Number 7. I know I said communication is crucial, but all these are really crucial, let's be honest. But number 7, planning your next steps. Now, this can be anything from planning meetups, planning closing the gap, engagements, all that. You need to talk with your partner what the next steps are in your relationship. Because if you hang out in one area for too long, the relationship is not going to really grow and develop like it should. With anything in life, there comes a natural progression. For us, it was meeting up, taking turns, meeting up in different places, engagement, you know, and then, working towards closing the gap and having our wedding in Finland and all this other stuff. If we don't have like these little marks to check off in our list and build up and grow towards, our relationship becomes stagnant and boring and really nothing to look forward to. So you need those things to keep that good momentum going. So there you have it. Those are our 7 tips for what has helped us survive our long distance relationship for so long. What are some of y'all's tips for long distance relationships, and what has helped you and your partner survive the amount of time y'all been dating? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you.